Grr. Turtleneck gang, what the fuck is going on? Before we get into anything, I just want to say thank you guys for the 900 subs. We hit 900 subs today, ladies and gentlemen. 919 to be exact. I am grateful. 921 to be exact. My fault. Two people just showed up late to the party. If you have yet to subscribe and came across the content, shit is only gonna get better. I am motivated. I am in the right headspace. We going up from here. There will be no looking back. I refuse to look back. Ain't shit behind me that I'm interested in. Everything I'm looking forward in is in front of me. You heard. Get with the program. Thank you. Turtleneck gang, we hit 921 subs and counting. 922. We still going up. I'm beyond happy right now. This channel is growing. Just keep progressing, man. Just keep going up. Today we're gonna be reacting to Young Tug, Young Tugger, King Slime, King Slime. We about to react to some King Slime court hearing in Fulton County. Word around town is King Slime got himself. It's a sticky, something sticky. Word around town is Gunna is out there panicking. He went from pushing P to taking P. That boy pushing police. King Rat. King Rat just told on King Slime. But we gonna get into it. We never been the type to place judgment beforehand what's going on. You know, we got a mind of our own. We don't dick ride on this side. That's what was heard. That's what was said. That's what we heard. Now we about to get into what's really going on. We gonna take words from the niggas in the suits. I don't want to take nobody word that wear Marys today. If you wear Marys, I can't take your word. I don't wear Marys. I can't afford to pay. Sorry. I'd rather spend my money doing other. But we taking word from the people with the suits on today. So if you don't have a suit, sit back and enjoy the show. If not, click that X on the top right corner. You know what to do, bro. I only want to be loved. If you ain't showing love, I don't need you here, man. Shout out to the supporters. Shout out to the people that joined the Turtleneck family. We going up. We going the fuck up. And without further ado.
Thanks. Okay. I'm sorry. Continue.
That's okay.
Apologize.
On page 3.
Hold on. Thugger been locked up for like a year. Bro got his hair braided and all that. Hold on. Rich niggas go to jail and they got some type of luxury, huh? Word. Yo, Young Thug got his motherfucking hair done in jail. Rich niggas get privileges when they go to prison, bro. They make prison look like it's Disney World or some shit.
34, Your Honor, of Courts Exhibit 2, line 3. This is Mr. Bailey, the district attorney at that time, was senior assistant district attorney. On page 3 of the motion, it states, Mr. Williams was arrested on a DeKalb County warrant. However, law enforcement officers unlawfully entered and searched Mr. Williams' home, even though they were supposedly armed with an arrest warrant, and there was no need to search or even enter Mr. Williams' home in an effort to serve this alleged arrest warrant, as there was no lawful reason to force entering Mr. Williams' home. Then there are two parts here.
Hey, yo. Bro, they got detail after detail, bro. In situations like this, you will hope everybody be solid. I guarantee you, is one person in every group that's either a snitch, a coward, or a snake. One or the other, bro. If you in a large group or gang, put yourself first no matter what. Don't trust anybody. This world is cold. If you live that life, all power to you. But you can't trust everybody, man. People only care about themselves, and they got a funny way of showing you that shit too. And they'll do it at the most randomest time when you need them most. Trust me. Do not fall victim to the bullshit.
And that's the long and short of it. Did they, meaning police, have the right to effect the arrest warrant? And what did they see once they got inside that would rise to probable cause? Then, skipping, Your Honor, to page line 21, same page 34. This is
I want the juicy shit.
I
want the juicy shit. Let's get to the juicy shit. I want the part where niggas start crying and start pointing like, he did it. King Slime did it. King Slime told me if I didn't wipe that guy's nose, he was gonna wipe my nose. Slack, slack, slack. He said in the song Future Swag, I fuck on your baby mama. I fuck on your baby mama. Some hair from your baby mama. He said he would fuck my baby mama if I didn't kill that dude. King Slime told me that. That's the shit I want to hear right now in the courtroom. I want to see niggas tattoo telling. I want to see niggas singing like a bird. I want to see somebody get on the stand and sell out a whole arena. I want to see him sing better than Beyonce. I want to see him sing better than Taylor Swift. I want to see all the tattoo telling in this video. I refuse to be let down. I refuse to be disappointed. Bring on the juicy shit, bro.
Warrant before this honorable court, which there is not, then law enforcement officers, according to Sergeant Gaither, 30 or 35 law enforcement officers surrounding his home, Sergeant Gaither, which is Gaither, did not go into the home. However, law enforcement officers entered this home. This honorable court has no evidence that they entered lawfully. Supposedly, he goes into Mr. Williams' bedroom. Now Mr. Williams is outside. So my first issue is the initial entry without the arrest warrants vitiates everything coming afterwards. That was my argument. On page 42, line 12, I argued to the Honorable Judge Newkirk. So my issue, I said right, period. So my issue before this honorable court is the first entry, obviously without the arrest warrant at this hearing, is unlawful. Then the second can't be saved by the second entry either, because that would be without lawful blessing. Same thing.
Bro, what the fuck, bro?
Here, the evidence that you heard and say, well, there's a valid arrest warrant. We challenge that there's no valid arrest warrant, and then it's not saved later, in my opinion, the search, because I don't know how else law enforcement gets in the home. Because now, you know, thank God there's not a shootout in the house where law enforcement had to go there. On page 54, line 5, Your Honor, I continue, so I don't.
One thing about Atlanta, been to Atlanta probably like twice, bro. One thing about Atlanta, I could say from my personal experience, good food, the culture out there is lit. It's a lot of fun shit to do as a tourist. Maybe the people that live there would disagree, you know, they probably get bored and probably done everything, but it's a lot of fun shit to do. And almost everybody out there is clutching that 5. Everyone, bro. Out there, they clutching that 5. I think they sleep with that shit in their hand. Like everyone out there have a blick, bro. Everyone.
How law enforcement, without a valid arrest warrant here today, has any evidence to go before the court. And that is why I made an issue of the other items in the search warrant, like the confidential source, the alleged confidential source, the murder of Mr. Thomas, because all of that doesn't save the search warrant, so that's why I thought it was important. The court states, the Honorable Judge Newkirk, on page 55, its ruling. On line 18, the court says as follows. All right, Mr. Steele, I'm going to go with you on this. I think you are correct. I think the burden is on the state to show the initial arrest warrant was valid and initial entry into the house was valid. And he hasn't done that, meaning the prosecutor has not done that. It appears there's no testimony from any officer. Certainly, there's no need for her to go back in the house without a search warrant. It doesn't sound like she searched for anything, so that might have been harmless, excuse me. That might have been harmless error because the arresting officers discovered it and went out and told them. And this is what I'm stressing. Line 4, page 56, the Honorable Court's ruling. But I don't think we get to that hurdle because the lack of authority shown to the court that they had permission, meaning the police had permission to enter the house on the front side. So I will grant your motion, Mr. Steele, if you will prepare a proposed order. I never did the proposed order. I don't know why I wouldn't do that when I'm told. Maybe I did and the judge didn't like it. That's not my order. The bottom line I'm trying to tell this honorable court with as much earnest and power and professionalism as I can is I do not want to relitigate this after I gave a roadmap to the prosecution on how to litigate. If they need me to help them litigate a case, I'm not helping them. The issue here is we had the hearing. I challenged the initial entry into Mr. Williams.
I ain't gonna lie, this nigga blowing my high. This nigga blowing my high, bro. I'm still gonna upload this though, just cause, bro really blowing this high. We ain't really talking about this. I wanna know who told, bro. Who ate the fucking cheese, bro? Who stood on the stand, swore by oath that they wouldn't tell, and then said, da 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 da. It was him over there with the da 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 da. He gave me the blick to pull up on the da 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 da. Oh, I'm telling, I'm da da da. Looking ass. That's what I'm looking for. Steak and potatoes, bro. Who the fuck told, bro? Who ate the cheese? Who was the ratatouille in the kitchen, bro?
Intellectually not being straight. Based on this ruling, meaning everything's gone, the evidence located in Mr. Williams' home that is subject to this accusation. That's all. The accusation was just a marijuana case. Specifically, just over an ounce of marijuana is hereby suppressed and cannot be used in evidence by the prosecution in the trial of defendant Williams. Do you know where the judge got that language from? I know I didn't do this order because I would always say the honorable court. This is just not the way I'd write an order. But you know where the court did get the language of what the state wants to rely on, specifically just over an ounce of marijuana? It's in my motion. I said suppress everything, specifically including the marijuana. It is not true what they are telling this honorable court, and that's not acceptable. Then you go to the search warrant. The state wants to rely on a search warrant from 2016. It was signed by the Honorable Judge Woodson. It is signed, and it's in your court's file. I believe it's defendant's number 10. I'm going to tell this honorable court. And it was signed on June 27, 2016.
I have the warrant for search and seizure as D10. You introduced that last time.
Wait, hold on.
So, Your Honor, this is the same items that were taken from Mr.
Hold on, you say he had the warrant for who? Y'all heard that?
It is signed, and it's in your court's file. I believe it's defendant.
Hold on.
That's all. The accusation was just a marijuana case. Specifically, just over an ounce of marijuana is hereby suppressed and cannot be used in evidence by the prosecution in the trial of defendant Williams. Do you know where the judge got that language from? I know I didn't do this order because I would always say the honorable court. This is just not the way I'd write an order. But you know where the court did get the language of what the state wants to rely on, specifically just over an ounce of marijuana? It's in my motion. I said suppress everything, specifically including the marijuana. It is not true what they are telling this honorable court, and that's not acceptable. Then you go to the search warrant.
That's unacceptable. He looked like the brother of Stuart Little. What's the brother? Like the rat's brother, the white kid with the glasses. Well, what's his name? He looked like him. Like he looked like an older version of him. Word.
The state wants to rely.
Nah, matter of fact, you know who he looked like? Y'all, look who he looked like. He looked like the grandpa from Up. Y'all ever seen that movie? I typed in grandpa, literally. He looked like him from the side a little bit, like just a little bit, just a little bit, like just a little bit, not nothing. Cause I hate when I like joke around and then like people say like blow it out of proportion. If it's OD funny and like you could exaggerate, then like it's worthy. But like if it's not OD, don't stick up. But he looked like him a little bit. Like look at like a little bit. Some relation. He's probably the nephew or something.
A search warrant from 2016. It was signed by the Honorable Judge Woodson. It is signed and it's in your court's file. I believe it's defendant's number 10. I'm going to tell this honorable court. And it was signed on June 27, 2016.
I have the warrant for search and seizure as D10. You introduced that last time.
So, Your Honor, this is the same items that were taken from Mr. Williams' home in July of 2015. It's the same exact items that should have been returned. The state of Georgia has a search warrant. What they don't tell you, and I'm not saying they're hiding it, they just didn't tell you, is that they couldn't get into Mr. Williams' devices. They sent it to Cellbrite with the search warrant. And Cellbrite wrote back, and the GBI, we can't get in the devices. The search warrant then is never applied for again to tell any court, like this court, by the way, there was a hearing and all the evidence was suppressed. The state is using then in May of 2017, after Judge Newkirk suppressed the evidence in April of 2017. The state then sends Mr. Williams devices when they won't give it back to him. They won't restore it to Mr. Williams or his father, who had a power of attorney. They go to Cellbrite, and Cellbrite now has better.
Watched a good 17 minutes of this 25 minutes of the 33 minutes. And bro still ain't I I guess we'll reflect on this shit some other time. We'll be back in we'll touch back on this topic in like 2 days.